Toby here, and I know what you're already thinking if you're a regular viewer of this channel. Toby, you're back in the bedroom, office, recording area thing. What's happened to the training videos? Well, I have done 3 training videos in a row right now. They're doing super well, thank you guys so much. But I thought it's about time for another talk video where I go over a topic you guys ask me about, talk about it, give my opinions, help you guys out, and today that topic is budget bulking. So as you may or may not know, I already did a video detailing my transformation in lockdown and my weight loss and how to lose weight and all that sort of thing, cutting, all that. You can see that in the cards right now. But yeah, that video is doing super well, and I've had a couple people now over on Instagram ask me, well, you've now told us how to lose weight, but do you have anything for the people trying to gain weight, and especially gain weight on a budget? So again, as you may or may not know, I am a student, and that means I'm tight for money. I don't work, obviously, I study, and that means I have to rely on my student loan to get me by. And obviously where I spend a bit of my student loan, probably a bit too much of my student loan, on gym equipment, that doesn't leave too much for food. And people often ask, how can you bulk on a budget when you can't afford all these nice health foods, organic sort of thing, that sort of thing? How can you bulk on a budget when you have to eat so many calories? So in this video, I'm going to go over the basic premise of bulking in the first portion, explain basically what you need to do, how you can keep on top of your weight, and how you can eat enough food so that you gain weight, but you don't gain weight too quickly and become fat. And then in the second portion of this video, I'm going to be going over some foods and stuff that I personally use to bulk on a budget, and how you can bulk on a budget and manage your money efficiently. Now, obviously, since this is a topic about saving money on food, why not save money on supplements as well? See that little segue there? If you want to get any supplements, wrist wraps, straps, protein powder, creatine, all sorts of stuff like that, the protein bars, particularly if you're bulking, and they've got their Hulk protein powder there, which is a bit more like a mass gainer, perfect for bulking. Go over to the link in the description to my band and use code TobyLively1 for 10% off. So without further ado, let's get into the basic premise of bulking. So weight gain, much like with weight loss, is a delicate sort of practice, and it's one of those things that once you get the hang of it is really easy to do. So I've now lost and gained weight a few times, and every time I've gained weight, I've done it incorrectly, which is why I've had to lose weight afterwards. But this time I'm steadily gaining weight at a linear rate, so I'm not putting on too much weight too quickly. So as I said in the weight loss video, you don't want to lose weight too quickly, because then your body becomes starved and you start losing muscle rather than fat. It's exactly the same with gaining weight. You don't want to gain weight too quickly, because then you start gaining fat instead of muscle, because muscle likes it when you take things slowly. So the first thing I recommend is, if you've just been losing weight and have finally got down to a weight where you want to start gaining and putting on muscle, then start for a week or 2, just eat at maintenance calories. Try and work out at what number of calories can you eat and not gain or lose any weight, and you stay around the same margin. Obviously you're going to have fluctuations due to water weight and that sort of thing, but try and find a number of calories, or a range of calories rather, where you can maintain your current weight. So I take like a week or 2 to find what that is, and then go from there. So now you've found your basic metabolic rate, it's called, or the base number of calories you need to maintain your current weight, so you're not losing or gaining anything. Much like with weight loss, where you take away calories, with bulking it's so much simpler. You just add calories, which for me is much easier, but for a lot of people can be very hard. So seriously, all you want to do is add between 100 and 500 calories at a time. I usually do on the lower end of the spectrum. I add about 250 calories every time I plateau in my weight gain, and that adds me enough to keep bulking steadily. And before you jump in and start going 250 calories, that's easy. That's a Diet Coke, not Diet Coke, that's 0 calories. That's a Coke, full fat Coke, there we go. Before you do that, you want to be adding good quality calories, so protein, good quality whole grain carbs, good quality fats. You don't want to be filling yourself with McDonald's and dirty bulking your way up, because that is how you put on fat and not good quality muscle. So it really is that simple, and before you know it, you'll be eating 4, 5, 6,000 calories. Obviously that's ridiculous. I'm eating about 4,000 calories a day right now, and I'm doing it easily because I'm choosing good quality foods that are high calorie dense, and I can just increase over time by 200 calories every time I plateau. So to put in perspective, I discovered that my basic metabolic rate, or the amount of food I eat every day to maintain my weight at the time, was about 3,000 calories. Now that may seem a lot, but for me, that's probably about standard, and I can eat that quite easily. And what I did to increase it by 250 calories is each week, if I plateaued and stopped gaining weight, I would then add in, say, like a bagel or something, which is a nice, good quality source of both carbs, fat, and protein. And I'd add that in. If I add one bagel in, that's so easy to squeeze in a day. And then before long, I'm used to eating that amount of food. And then if I plateau again, I add another bagel. And that's about 250 to 300 calories, depending on what topping you put on the bagel. And it's a really easy way to get calories in. So over the course of about 6 months now, I have been steadily gaining weight, where I've gone from my low of 82 kg to where I currently am now at about 88 kg. And yes, of course, I have put on a bit of fat. You will do. That is just how your body stores energy, but the trick is not putting on too much. So I've been putting on steadily, mostly muscle, getting stronger, which you can see in the gym. That's how you know you're progressing well, is if you're getting stronger and you're seeing certain areas gaining in size rather than in fat. So as I said, you will gain a bit of fat, like you will get a little bit of band around your stomach, a little bit in the lower back. That's standard, but what you have to check is whether you're getting wider across the top of your body, so your back, your chest, your shoulders, your arms, and whether your legs are growing, but still staying lean. The best way to see your progress is obviously take progress photos, but also just look in the mirror every day. And you can determine whether you're gaining weight too fast or too slowly, whether when you look in the mirror, are you putting on more fat around your stomach, or are you putting on more size across your shoulders and legs? Now, you have to remember not to be deceived. Obviously, if you look in the mirror and you're looking a bit podgier one day, don't reduce your calories straight away. It could be water weight. You could be holding a lot of water, and that obviously makes you look a lot softer and all of that. That is completely normal. You will hold a lot more water when you're gaining weight. The trick is, instead of looking at yourself on a day-to-day basis, look at yourself on a week-to-week basis. Yes, this may take longer, and yes, it may not be what you want to hear because it takes so long, but it is the best way to track progress, because you can see of an average throughout the week whether or not you've put on significant fat around your stomach or whether you've put on significant size, and obviously we want the significant size. So that is the basic premise of how to bulk. Find your basic metabolic rate and then add in good quality foods a little bit at a time every time you plateau. Weight gain. So exactly the same as weight loss, where you remove calories a bit at a time instead of just dumping your calories straight away and losing loads of weight. You want to put on calories into your count every single week whenever you plateau, basically. So I went the first couple weeks, like 3 or 4 weeks, maybe a month, without plateauing, and then I plateaued my weight gain, so I added in another 250 calories. And that is because as you put on muscle, your basic metabolic rate increases, because the more muscle you have, the more calories you burn just passively. So eventually you'll get to a point where you have an amount of food that you eat in a day that is manageable, that causes you to gain weight, and every time you plateau you add a little bit, and it gives your body enough time to adjust to eating that amount of food. The problem people have is that they try and stuff their face with chicken, broccoli and rice so much that it's low calorie dense foods. You have to eat so much of it, and yes, where it is good quality, it then becomes counterproductive. When you're bulking, you want to be eating higher calorie dense foods so you can get more calories in throughout the day. And this is the portion of the video where we move on to how to bulk on a budget and how I have been bulking on a budget. So as I mentioned earlier in the video, the way I personally do it is with bagels. And I got this method actually off of Eric Bugenhagen, who you may or may not know. Absolutely insane man, natural, literally has been putting on muscle for years just through eating ridiculous amounts of food. And he used to do a diet called Go Mad, which is gallon of milk a day. And that will work, but personally I'd find that difficult, and you put on a lot of fat because milk is very fatty. And personally, I know a lot of dairy doesn't agree with a lot of people, so it may not be the route to take. If that is the route you take and it works for you, brilliant, continue. Milk is cheap, you can easily drink a lot of it in a day. But personally, the way I've been doing it is bag of bagels a day. So obviously you don't want to start off by incorporating a bag of bagels a day, but to put it into perspective, each bagel is about 250 calories. If you put some peanut butter or some nut butter or some healthy fats on there, that can up it to 300, 400 calories depending on how much you put on. And in a typical bag of bagels, there is 5 bagels. So if you do that, that is easily another 2,500 calories you can incorporate into your diet along with your 3 meals you're having already. And trust me when I say this, eating a bagel every couple hours is really, really easy and a really easy way to get size on. So I started off by having about 3 bagels in a day, with my lunch or with breakfast or whatever, and that was enough to push me over the weight gain threshold. So I was having for breakfast an omelette, some nice healthy fats in the eggs, a bit of veg, you know, really good vitamins. And then for lunch, I was having some beetroot and some bagels. Obviously, you saw all of this in my full day of eating my 3,000 calorie diet. That is what I call my maintenance calories. So yeah, again, in the cards, go check that one out if you want to see what I eat. I'm not going to go over it here. But when I hit a plateau in my weight gain and I was maintaining, I then added in another bagel. So instead of having 3 bagels with my lunch, I'd have an extra bagel with breakfast, then 3 bagels with my lunch. Bam, 4 bagels a day, an extra 300 to 400 calories. Easy. And then when 4 bagels was not enough to keep me gaining weight and I plateaued again, I plateaued around 86 kilos this time. So I got from 82 to 86 on 4 bagels a day. And then I've got from 86 to 88 now by eating 5 bagels a day. I just incorporated another bagel after I finished training with my protein shake in the evening. Super, super easy. I still find myself hungry throughout the day, which is brilliant. It means I've not yet reached my limit of what I can eat. And once I plateau again, depending on whether I want to continue bulking or then cut, I could add in another bagel or something else completely different. And the beauty of this way of doing things, a packet of bagels only costs £1.30, which you may think £1.30 a day, does that add up? And I mean, yes, it does, but also you can have a lot cheaper than that if you use different things. Personally, that is perfect for me because if you get the nice bagels, which are £1.30, which I do, you could also get Warburton's bagels, which I think are £1. You can have a look really around at loads of different things. But for literally £1 a day to £1.30 a day, you can add in 3,000 extra calories to your diet, which is more than enough for most people to gain weight. And I can't stress this enough. It is important that you do not gain weight too quickly, because that's how you end up doing a dirty bulk, end up really fat, and even if you're shoveling enough chicken, broccoli, and rice into your mouth that you are gaining weight at like 1 kilo a day, trust me, it's not going to go to muscle. You're going to get really fat and then you're going to have to lose that weight. The best way to do it is a clean bulk where you gain a small amount of weight at a time, and it's even called main gaining by a lot of people, where you're using your maintenance calories as a base and only adding 100, 200 calories at a time to when you plateau. And I completely understand that bagels may not be everyone's cup of tea, but obviously they're not the only food out there that you can do this with. You can add in various different things as long as it's a good quality source of calories with a high protein count, a high carb count, and a high fat count. Obviously, the most important thing for bulking, most people think, is protein, but trust me, once you start adding more carbs into your diet, you will gain muscle a lot more effectively. So yeah, do not be scared of carbs and fat. They're where your good source of calories come from. And if you can't eat, you know, a load of bagels a day, maybe try having eggs a day. So I used to have 6 eggs a day back in the day, and they're quite low calorie dense because obviously people eat egg whites, but make sure you have the yolk as well, lots of high vitamins. But obviously that's just one of many things you can incorporate. You can incorporate nuts, seeds, peanut butter, oats. There's so many different things that are good quality source of calories that you can incorporate a little at a time every single day. So there we have it. I hope you enjoyed this video where I talk about my experience with budget bulking, how I've been doing it and how I've been getting bigger over the last couple months. Obviously, if there's anything else you want me to make a video on, leave it in the comments down below or contact me on Instagram. I read all of my DMs as it stands. But I just want to say thank you guys so much for the support on the last few videos. It's been absolutely insane. This channel's really starting to do stuff and I really, really love it. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this helped, at least some of you, if you want to gain weight. But anyway, I've been Toby. We'll return to training videos next week. Thank you for watching and goodbye.